Hey. Hey, Jerry. Hey, I'm Kabuk. It is raining today. Hey, Atman. It's heavy rain, complete with thunder. Like my shirt. I also like this shirt. Flooding? I don't know. Tornado? Not that I'm aware of. Seems to be just thunderbolts and lightning. Hey, Mean Sugar. Yeah, tornado warning Saturday. Yeah, I don't think we usually. Tornadoes aren't something we really have to worry about where I live. You have 3 hours of sleep. Damn power's out again. Sounds like your power company might suck. I mean, I could be wrong, but I don't know. Seems like your power company might suck. Our power goes out a lot too. Well, yeah, I mean, I know weather, but like, I don't know. Feels like one of those things where they should probably like already know. Pick a color. Red. Yeah, they should probably already know what the weather is like there, and be like, okay, so we need to be prepared for this. We need to make sure our infrastructure is good enough to stand up to this kind of weather. But what do I know? I'm not a power company dude. Getting a manicure in a week and red is a great color. Yeah, all right. If I'd known it was for a manicure, I would have chosen a weirder color. So let's get hit hard tonight too. Hey, Shelly. We missed you last night for trivia. Second color choice. I'm gonna go with the color from that H.P. Lovecraft story, The Color from Out of Space. Nah, white. Red and white. Go with Canadian flag colors. No. Had one last solicitor visit, I hope, to finalize everything. Ooh, nice. Mauve. The second color choice, mauve. It's actually kind of an ugly color. Turquoise. Periwinkle. A pink that is the exact shade of your mom's poo. There's a school shooting in Chicago. Was there? Shit. Hey, Donna. Deep dish Donna. It's named for Chantel. I don't think school started yet. Oh yeah, it's true. It's August. Summer school? There's a live stream. Chicago usually goes back after Labor Day. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's the norm for most of North America. Probably covering an old one. It's not like there's a shortage of ones to talk about. Almost time for suburban kids to go back to school. Literacy. Yeah, summer is the only time that the US does not have school shootings. Because school is out. Can't have a school shootings if the schools are closed. Hospital change is messed up. Can't get an appointment with my primary care doctor till next Monday. Die without your time on that. That is fucked up. Are you thinking of pumped up kicks? Because I was just thinking of the fact that the U.S. just has a lot of Alice Cooper. Oh, school's out for summer. Yeah, yeah, and U.S. and Canada. I don't know what the Australian school year is like, but U.S. and Canada, it's generally September through either April or May. Or I think May, or I think possibly June. I think some, I think some districts might be like August through June. School just started here in Southern Mass. Did it? Hi, clever. Yeah, I think May is usually yeah. Surprised it starts so early. Does it let out earlier in the year? Early May in the south. All right, all right, fair enough. Suppose it does actually make some sense. Earlier harvest in the south. Because I think in like I think a lot of I think a lot of North America, the schedule of the school year, so designed a little bit around traditional harvest season. I think. I think that's the case. Planting season. Yeah, it's good. My daddy's up in field. Yeah. Anywho, last night I finished watching Kids on the Slope. Good show, very cute. Forgot what Pantheon means. Like a pantheon of gods. You know, like you've got the Greek pantheon, the Norse pantheon, Egyptian pantheon. Thinking of a different word I don't know. My biggest criticism of Kids on the Slope is the pettiest fucking thing possible. So, jazz plays a major role. Is a big part of the show. Said in the last episode of My Melody and Kuromi. Well, I don't remember what I said. But like jazz is a sort of like a major story element. And the theme song is not jazz. It's a nice theme song. Like it is a very nice, pretty theme song. But I feel like it should have been something jazzy. I feel like they should have gone with something jazzy. Oh, penultimate. So I think anti-penultimate. I think I would have said for episode 10. I would have said might have said anti-penultimate. Which is before the penultimate. Penultimate means like basically like second last. So yeah, penultimate means second last. Anti-penultimate means third last. So show is 12 episodes long. So episode 11 is the penultimate. Surprised you forget what it means considering how often I use that word. I like that word. It's a good word. 50-cent banger, right? I learned that word from an issue of Nintendo Power. In their guide to Super Metroid. Now look at me messing the two words up. Yeah, because I used to be subscribed. Like as a kid, we got Nintendo Power, and one of the issues had a bit of a guide to Super Metroid, and it mentioned Ridley being the penultimate boss. And I don't know why that word has stuck with me for, you know, fucking 35 years. 30 years, like I don't know why that word has stuck with me for over 30 years now. What year did so? Yeah, Super Metroid was early 90s. So yeah, it was, yeah, somehow that word has just stuck with me all these decades. It's gonna bug me. 1994. So 32 years. That word has stuck with me. I was 9 when I first encountered it. Anti-penultimate I only came across relatively recently. I don't know. A couple weeks ago, maybe. Must make a pee pee. a small model car, same kind as the car we had when we moved up here in '93. I'll be repping the fam. Nice, nice. Can you move us back to your home state? I expect when I move, it's going to be into a ditch. I won't even be able to afford a van down by the river. Chris Farley. Yay! Mom and or bro. It was, in fact, a Chris Farley reference. It's one of my favorite SNL skits ever. I am 35 years old, I am divorced, and I live in a van down by the river. Lunch lady. Yeah. Chris Farley was so good at making other people crack up. Adam Sandler could not keep a straight face around Chris Farley. You know, like the Lunch Lady Land Sandler was laughing his way throughout the entire song. What I hear, you're not using. What I hear, you're using your paper for rolling doobies. You'll have plenty of time for rolling doobies when you're living in a van down by the river. Now, young lady, what do you want to do with your life? I want to live in a van down by the river. Sloppy Joe, sloppy, sloppy. And yeah, that's another one. Spade and Applegate, again, they absolutely could not keep it together during the Matt Foley skit. Farley spent or Spade spent the entire skit like this. Applegate at least had her hair to cover her face, but she spent the entire skit with her head down as well, and turned away from the camera so that the hair could so that her hair would cover her face. The two of them spent the entire fucking skit struggling. I started this. Hey, Catherine. What started was me saying that I won't even be able to afford a. Is that I wouldn't be able to afford to live in a van down by the river. A couple decent solar blankets, panels, and I could. No. Market's rough everywhere, yeah. Upstating government cheese. Yeah. You're gonna end up subsisting on a steady diet of government cheese and living in a van down by the river. It is an exceptionally weird pose he takes in that skit. Gonna get a job down by the river. I don't know. It's living in a van down by the river. Did that rock has got more. Yeah, that weird little run-in place. Crazy postal worker. Congratulations on that D, Tommy. He wasn't talking about the grade. Hi-oh! The chicken is done. Saw a video last night talking about SNL and about how it's changed in the past 15 years. His Ninja was one of my last ones. That was a good one. That was a pretty good one. Fun fact, Chris Farley was going to be Shrek. He'd already voiced a bunch of lines for it. I think he voiced a lot. I think he'd already voiced a lot of them. Black Sheep and Tommy Boy, yeah. Ready to chew off your own arm. Yeah, like he'd already voiced, I think, most of the movie. Like, if I remember correctly, I think Chris Farley had already voiced most of his lines for Shrek when he died. And then they sort of had to scrap everything when they brought in Mike Myers. Would have worked well. It would have. It would have been a different movie. I think it would have been a very different movie. Because like I think they sort of did, when Mike Myers came in and started voicing the character, I think they sort of made changes to the film as well. Because they have different comedy styles. Anyway, yeah, I was about to say, saw a video guy talking about how Saturday Night Live has changed recently. What he was saying is that, like, traditionally, Saturday Night Live did character-based sketches. Because a lot of the people they brought on came from either Second City or Groundlings, both of which are more character-driven comedy groups. About 15 years ago, they started bringing in people from a different group. I forget the name of it, but it's a more what's called game-based sketch comedy. The example he gave was you've got a biker bar, and guy comes in full chef outfit and says, "Oh, I thought it was a baker bar." And then you get more people coming in misunderstanding what kind of bar it is. I like improv. I mean, that's where a lot of these people start. You know, improv and stand-up comedy, or improv and stand-up. Hey, Moxie. Playing a more gruff and tough ogre type. Yeah, I think probably would have been closer to the book. Because Shrek started as a book. So his probably would have been closer to the book version. Is that being funny if there's a punchline, but ones that just trail off? Yeah, so like whose line is it anyway? Yeah. Whose line is game-based sketch comedy? Game-based improv comedy. They don't really have recurring characters for that. Saturday Night Live, for most of its history, had recurring characters. And they had one-off sketches as well. They did have one-off sketches as well, but even those one-offs were built around characters. In the past 15 years, it's been built more around premises. Yeah. It's a different type of comedy. It's not that one type is better than the other. It's just it's a different type of comedy, and people who are used to and people who grew up on character driven Saturday Night Live watched a lot of In Living Color, and they had amazing characters. Homie the Clown. Yeah, Homie don't play that. Homie don't play that. Jim Carrey doing the weightlifter chick. Like the old SNL. Went on the set in New York. Yeah, I mean, I grew up on early '90s, late '80s, early '90s. My bad scenes for a hat. Yeah, so I grew up on early '90s SNL. Myers, Carvey, um, Sandler, Farley, Spade, Norm. The two gay film critics hated it. Was that a skit? Yeah, Phil Hartman. Yeah. John Belushi, Animal House. Yeah, I mean, I watched Animal House like 20s. Shit, might have even been 30s. I know I watched Animal House with Chantel. I just don't remember if it was the first time we lived together or the second. One thing I'll say about Animal House, um, because it was so influential, it sort of suffers from its own success to a certain degree. Because, like, a lot of the jokes, like a lot of the movie, like, it's stuff that has been, you know, copied and referenced and parodied and yeah, Phil Hartman died back in the 90s. Chris dead, Gilda Radner's dead yet. So like it's just Animal House either invented or codified a lot of that type of humor, that type of school humor. And because it's been done so often since then, Animal House somehow suffers. Like if Kevin Bacon wasn't in Animal House, was he? Men on Film in Living Color. I will say I watched Fire Marshal Bill. I did not like the Fire Marshal Bill skit. I fully expected that I would. I mean, I like Jim Carrey. But I watched the Fire Marshal Bill skit and I didn't like it. I didn't find it particularly funny. It was a dumb skit. Which isn't necessarily a bad thing. Sure, I mean, there's plenty of dumb skits that I liked. On SNL or other stuff. There's plenty of dumb humor that I've thoroughly enjoyed. It's just that one just I could understand why people thought it was funny. Like I understood the appeal of it. I just didn't think it was I just didn't like it. Airplane. Oh, I love Airplane. And Airplane is as dumb as you can get. Airplane glorified. Gloriously stupid. Oh, it is. It's a comedy classic. Surely you can't be serious. I am serious. Don't call me Shirley. I speak jive. I like my coffee black, like my men. From like a 10-year-old girl. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Roger, Roger. When Airplanes at the IV and stirs Center pulls out Abby. That bit I don't remember. It's been a long time since I watched that movie. So there's so many jokes that I've forgotten. Because that's one of those movies that is a lot of jokes per minute. But no, there's it's like this very proper girl and this she's like 10 years old or something. 10, 12 years old. And this this boy in a suit brings over some coffee to her. I picked the wrong week to stop sniffing glue. Yep. So the boy brings over some coffee and asks if she wants some sugar. And she responds, "No, thank you. I take my coffee black, like my men." And it's just hilarious because, like, yeah, because she's a child. You ever been in a Turkish bathhouse? Do you like gladiator movies? Dude, that plugs the line. My favorite joke, like one of my favorite jokes, was that dude like giving history, like explaining everything that had happened up to that point, like saying that the dinosaurs all got fat and died, and then they all got fat and died. Just An exceptionally stupid joke. But it absolutely made me laugh. What did you serve for dinner? We had a choice between chicken and fish. That's right, I remember. I had the lasagna. What? That was a good movie. So Moocher's back. Hey, Dubs. Indeed it is. Man. I will say another reason I would like to get more t-shirts. Wouldn't mind a new batch of t-shirts. Yet another reason I want a goddamn job that pays more than fucking 10 hours of where I'm lucky if I get even one shift a week. Ugh. Like to get me more t-shirts. Case on the Farley Invasion. I don't remember that one. Just no t-shirt. I don't. I wear your YouTube PFPN shirt and never explain it. That is two. That is two. What? Open the last primary layer. That's the last primary layer I need. Is it not? Song they're singing in Tommy Boy? Nah. Yeah, I haven't seen Tommy Boy in a very, very long time. It's a good one. Has Chris Farley run into a branch or do a backflip? I don't know, that was a long time. That might be Beverly Hills Ninja. Seen it exactly 1 million times. Oh, all right. Good night, Donna. Chris Farley's Jim. He was. Armor Dunzo can speed cure overnight. Pink magenta electroluminescent sheet arriving tomorrow. You can get that layered into place before I can really move on. front and idle. Excuse me. The Elodium Q13 exploding space simulator. Hoping I can finish these by Monday. But today is Monday. Hey, Jennifer. I know, I know. Sort of Saturday at midnight. Don't know why I've never built one. Maybe because they're offensive to mutants. Need for the thing. Ground cut out. I'm gonna blow my nose. Give me a moment. I don't think you ever said what you're building, what the costume is. Life size version. Oh, right. That's right. You did say. Giant sentinel head. Just all fucked up. Dropped in wheels air tag and other neat features. Makes sense. Makes sense. Final measures end of October. Why are any comments censored on Kabak? Who knows? Yeah, probably the cutting part. Yeah. Appreciate it, Shelly. Anyway, speaking of X-Men, I see Magic is getting another mini-series. This time with Juggernaut and Madeline Pryor, which is neat. Have they given her any romantic interests? You like Jug? Yeah. Does she have, like, you love the name Juggernaut? It's a good name. Yeah, have they ever given her a love interest? Have they given her a love interest yet? I'm thinking a minute. Well, I mean, as far as I can remember, she never had one. You know, back in the back in the '80s New Mutants days, she never had one. Then, you know, she got turned back into a child and died, and then when she came back in the mid 2000s and throughout the 2010s, she never had one. Didn't she like 2019 X-Men run? Krakoa. So early in the Hickman Dugan New Mutants, she flirted with some aliens. Both male and female. And she's like, we can fight or we can fuck. Knowledge and range is limited. But she didn't actually have a love interest. I know Bendis. Ogre. I know Bendis said that he was uncomfortable with the idea of like writing her as love interest because he wasn't sure. He wasn't really sure what her age was. Realistically, like, it was a weird, like it just weirded him out because it's like, how old is she? You know, Hickman and Dugan clearly saw her. I still think that she should come out as just a lesbian. Popular consensus seems to be that she's bi, but I don't believe that. I don't think that actually works for her. I don't think that actually makes sense for her thematically or narratively. I mean, like, I don't think she cares about any of those things. And say anything that's irrelevant to her needs. That is also a semi-popular fan canon or fan theory, is that she's ace, but I don't think that actually works for her either. Because here's the thing. A big part of her character, traditionally, has been that she feels wicked. She feels sinful. And while there's absolutely a lot of stigma around asexuality, it's generally not seen as wicked. It's seen as defective. Like a lot of people, a lot of people view asexuals as being defective, but not wicked. The two people who were most uncomfortable with her back in the new classic New Mutants, Wolfsbane and Sunspot. What do they both have in common? They're both very religious. Rain was raised basically as a religious fundamentalist, and Sunspot is deeply Catholic. Cannonball's also very religious, but it's a different type of religion. Or it's a different kind of religious. He was raised as sort of like he seemed to be raised as one of those frankly, as a good Christian. Yeah, he was raised as a good Christian, meaning someone who actually follows the teachings of Christ and embraces love and tolerance and shit. But Wolfsbane and Sunspot, both very religious. Kurt is good, man. He is. But Wolfsbane and Sunspot would not have the same issue with asexuality as they do with homosexuality. They find it weird, it'd make them uncomfortable, but it wouldn't freak them out the same way. And they were freaked out by magic. And then, like I said, combine that with the fact that she feels wicked. Not just defective, but wicked. Evil. So I don't think asexuality fits her thematically. And nor does bisexuality, because throughout that 80s run of New Mutants, she engaged in comp het, but she never really she never really showed any real interest in men. She pretended to, she flirted, but it was comp het. It was her wanting to be normal, wanting to be a good, normal girl. And there was never anything explicitly showing her as being attracted to women. Her relationships with both Kitty and Danny were I think Unc just punched me. Come on. Her relationships with both Kitty and Danny were massively subtextual. To be fair, Uncle Buck, pointing is also rude. Shows that anyone is capable of that type of ignorance. Sure, yeah. Yeah, I mean, I remember that Strong Guy was complete asshole when Shatterstar and Richter got back together in the 2000s X Factor. I should find people and turn them to protect themselves. Yeah, but the point is, my point is that, while it was absolutely not intended by Claremont, and to a certain extent, Louise Simonson as well, but Claremont and Simonson wrote Magik, wrote Illyana as a closeted lesbian as an analogy for being a closeted lesbian. Like obviously they're like what they were trying to write her as was an abuse survivor, and like a survivor of childhood abuse, and that absolutely factors into a lot of her shit as well. But they inadvertently really wrote her as an analogy for being a closeted lesbian. Get him to unblock you. And it feels like a shame to me that nobody else seems to have picked up on that. Because it feels so fucking obvious to me. And I am not someone who actually has. I'm not actually particularly adept at picking up on that sort of theme. Still think she's not bi. Just open for whatever suits her. Don't block me, I'll cry. I won't block you, Uncle Buck. Won't even do a joking 10-second thing. Haha. Got you, fucker. Right, I'm gonna get more water. I'll be back in a minute. Anyways. I need ice, but it's too far away. Yeah. Eternal struggle when something's just too far away. When I was looking through me trying to get me to get up to give her the T word. She's a good kitty. She deserves it. Not crying. And I'm not currently crying. It'd be huge if I gave in every time she wanted some. Fair, but I mean that's true, but be fat and happy. Deed is done. Hurrah! Wake up at 2 a.m. tomorrow. I won't even have gone to bed. I'll probably be recording shit for Patreon at that time. Cause I want to. Because I got a couple videos to record for YouTube. Want to record a review of Kids on the Slope and a review of first 3 volumes of Lore Olympus. And then, after that, a couple Patreon videos. I realized that I've been reacting to 70s TV show intros. Somehow I totally skipped 60s TV intros. So I should go back and do 60s TV intros. Hey, Sarah Doll. Sing the whole mod intro. Nope. Welcome back, Cotter and Laverne and Shirley were your favorites. All right. Good night, Catherine. Birthday lesson kicked in yet? Can't sleep? I don't know if I got that. No, I did. It's like 3 fucking fruit flies I've killed over the course of past 2 hours. Why is there always one more? Like, why is there always another fruit fly? Like, I never see 2 fruit flies together. It's always one. And it's always one at a time. As soon as I kill one, another one magically pops up. Fucking hate fruit flies. Girls are back and I wave them about. Or leave them alone. Yeah, my hair's gotten long again. Just about time to get it cut again. Check the drain in your hot tub. That's actually possible. I wouldn't expect that there should be anything down there. 1 + 1 = 11. Wake up. I wouldn't expect that there should be anything down there because like I never use the hot tub. Nothing ever goes down there, but there's a possibility. Water in the bend in the pipe. Yeah, I mean, it's not like I put any water down there either, though. Just we're gonna occasionally keep it working properly. Yeah, and I've almost never done that. So should I? Hold water in a bend regardless. It won't, but yeah. But you're right, I won't do that. Would that be the way that I would deal with would that, like, if there are fruit flies down there, would that get rid of them? Nope. Well, then I'm not gonna bother. You gotta beat them. My only solution is to just try to keep doing them one at a time as they pop up. Well, damn. Keep on swatting. It's the veg. But the thing is, like, the vegetables are in the fridge. Also in the fridge, my compost bag. I keep my compost bag in the fridge. So Get a pet lizard. Maybe your landlords need to do their dreams. Yeah, I don't know. Or a toad. Or a chode. That's what you need to get. True that. I could rock an iguana. I think not. I really don't think that I would want a pet like that. Hey, tendies. You're just in time for me to end the stream. Because it is now 10 o'clock. You came in right at the end of the stream. It's 10 o'clock. I always end at 10 o'clock. I go from 8 o'clock to 10 o'clock Eastern time. So thanks for coming. See you all tomorrow. And good night, everybody.